An advocacy group for people with addiction sent its mobile unit to the Hope Center, loaded with supplies of Narcan, a nasal spray that can quickly reverse the effects of a drug overdose.
Danielle Miskell was there as those kits were handed out by the group Voices of Hope, and she explains why this donation is critical to the homeless community.
Having Narcan readily available is so important because it is saving lives in the homeless community. Narcan is not just a nasal spray, it's a small box of hope. And the statistics that you're about to hear about how the opioid crisis is claiming an enormous amount of lives is going to put into perspective why this donation was so essential today.
Hard because I remember 10 years ago when overdose fatalities passed 40,000 and we were like, oh my God, that's the capacity of like Great American Ballpark where the Cincinnati Reds play.
This is nationwide. In 2021, that number climbed to 100,000 overdoses.
Which is a record, the highest number of overdoses annually on record.
In Kentucky, the number of opioid overdoses has also climbed.
The latest overdose data we have available is the 2020 overdose fatality report. And per that data, we had a 50% increase.
One medication on the market that has helped with saving lives is Narcan. It's a nasal spray that blocks the effects of opioids.
Until EMS can arrive or essentially reverse the overdose. It isn't like a permanent remedy, but it will get you time to save a life.
More than half of the Hope Center's clients struggle with opioid addiction. At any moment, they could face a client overdosing. Buying time, preventing loss of life is part of their experience.
Opioid overdoses continue to be one of the hardest hitting problems that we have just because of the lethality of it.
And many times, the Hope Center says the person overdosing doesn't know how or why it's happening to them.
And these days, with a lot of the drugs being laced with fentanyl, you just don't really know what you're taking.
This donation from Voices of Hope aims to help those who didn't know their life could suddenly be taken, putting a box of Narcan on every floor of the Hope Center's building.
We frequently hear people come back and tell us that they reversed an overdose with the naloxone that we provided. And that means in really direct and literal terms, they saved someone's life.
That was Danny Miskell reporting.